Hindu Kush mountains of Afghanistan, dust as far as the eye can see. Silence, broken only by the grinding of heavy vehicles pushing through a road that barely deserves the name. Inside the lead Humvee, 3 young soldiers sit in uncomfortable silence. Outside, the landscape is hostile and indifferent. They are escorting the most valuable and most dangerous man alive. His name is Anthony Edward Stark, and he is telling a joke. The soldiers laugh nervously. Because you don't not laugh when Tony Stark tells a joke, not when Tony Stark has personally handed your country the most advanced weapons ever built. Not when he smiled at you like that. He raises a glass of scotch, actual scotch, in a war zone at 9 in the morning, and toasts to nothing in particular. Then the world explodes. A Stark Industries missile, his missile, bearing his name, built in his factory, detonates beside the convoy. Soldiers scatter, glass shatters. Tony Stark is thrown from the vehicle and lands hard in the Afghan dirt, ears ringing, the sky spinning above him. He looks down. Shrapnel has torn into his chest. His own product, his own legacy, killing him. As darkness closes in and militants circle with cameras rolling, Tony Stark, genius, billionaire, the most celebrated weapons designer in human history, has one coherent thought. How did it come to this? 36 hours earlier, Las Vegas, Nevada. The Caesars Palace ballroom is packed with generals, senators, defense contractors. The architecture of American military power, dressed in black tie and drinking free champagne. They are here to honor Tony Stark. He is not here to be honored. He's at a craps table, rolling sevens, surrounded by cocktail waitresses and sycophants, absolutely in his element. Rhodey, Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, Tony's oldest friend and military liaison, has the expression of a man who has spent 2 decades cleaning up after a hurricane and has simply accepted it as a lifestyle. Tony Stark was born into brilliance. His father, Howard Stark, co-founder of SHIELD, architect of the Manhattan Project, a man who literally helped shape the post-war world, raised Tony in a house where genius was the baseline, not the ceiling. Tony built his first circuit, bored at 4 years old, his first engine at 6. He entered MIT at 15, graduated at 17, and when Howard and Maria Stark were killed in a car accident, Tony inherited everything: the company, the contracts, the legacy, at 21 years old. He also inherited Obadiah Stane, Howard's oldest partner, Tony's de facto guardian, a man with a warm handshake and cold eyes, who has run Stark Industries from the shadows for years and resents deeply the boy genius who is always photographed, always celebrated, and never seems to earn any of it. Tony saunters into the ceremony, accepts the award, thanks no one in particular, and leaves with 2 women on his arm. The next morning, he is on a Stark Industries private jet to Afghanistan to demonstrate the Jericho, his newest and most devastating creation, a missile cluster system capable of leveling a mountain range. He watches it launch from a safe-ish distance. He watches the mountain disappear. He smiles. Then the convoy leaves. Then the ambush happens. Then Tony Stark learns, for the very first time in his charmed and careless life, what it feels like to be on the receiving end of the weapons. He built everything he was ends here, in this dust. Everything he will become begins here, in this dust.